The world watches as a Chinese Coast Guard vessel fires a water cannon at a small Philippine supply boat near the BRP Sierra Madre, a rusted outpost on 2nd Thomas Shoal. The Filipino crew, battered but determined, struggles to resupply Marines stationed on the decrepit ship. This is the front line of a high-stakes contest for control in the South China Sea, a region vital to the Philippines' sovereignty and livelihood. China's campaign to assert its sweeping maritime claims has become routine, despite international rulings against it. For the Philippines, these waters are a lifeline, now under constant threat. Each confrontation risks spiraling into a wider conflict, drawing in the United States, Manila's treaty ally. Diplomatic protests have failed to deter China's aggressive maneuvers. The US and the Philippines have responded with a new approach, not a return to Cold War-era bases, but a flexible, modern alliance. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, grants US forces access to key Philippine bases, aiming to deter further aggression. This arrangement balances deterrence with respect for Philippine sovereignty. The goal: make any act of aggression too costly for Beijing to contemplate. In these turbulent waters, the future of the region is being decided, one tense standoff at a time. The real story begins here, where the stakes are as high as the waves. To grasp today's alliance, we must look back at the era of sprawling US bases like Subic Bay and Clark Air Base. For decades, these installations projected American power across Asia, anchoring regional security. Yet for many Filipinos, they symbolized lost sovereignty and colonial legacy. Nationalist movements grew, demanding the removal of foreign troops. In 1991, the Philippine Senate rejected a treaty to extend the US military presence. The eruption of Mount Pinatubo sealed the fate of Clark. Subic Bay soon followed. By 1992, the last American forces departed, marking a powerful assertion of Philippine independence. For 30 years, the US had no permanent military foothold in the Philippines. The closure of the bases ended an era, but left a strategic vacuum. Any new agreement would have to respect the hard-won sovereignty that led to the American departure. The legacy of Subic Bay still shapes every discussion about renewed military cooperation. Today's partnership is fundamentally different, designed for a new era. The US withdrawal left a void quickly filled by a rising China. Beijing's 9-line claim now covers almost the entire South China Sea, rich in resources and vital for global trade. China's strategy media, aerial photograph of Chinese artificial islands in South China Sea, construction equipment on artificial island, build artificial islands, fortify them with runways and missiles, and project power far from its shores. Filipino fishermen are harassed, and Philippine patrols are blocked. The Scarborough Shoal standoff in 2012 was a turning point. China seized control, exposing Manila's vulnerability. Diplomacy alone proved ineffective. The Philippines realized it needed a stronger deterrent and a reliable partner. China's assertiveness, meant to cement its dominance, instead pushed Manila back toward Washington. The stage was set for a new era of security cooperation. The dragon was no longer at the door. It was inside. The need for a credible alliance had never been clearer. In response, the Philippines and the US signed EDCA in 2014. Unlike the old bases, EDCA allows rotational US presence and pre-positioning of assets at Philippine bases. No permanent installations. The Philippines retains full ownership and sovereignty. The US is a guest, not a landlord. EDCA enables joint training, rapid disaster response, and modernization of Philippine facilities. Legal and political hurdles slowed implementation, but China's continued aggression made the agreement indispensable. President Marcos Jr. revived the alliance, expanding US access to 4 new sites in 2023. This move signaled a renewed, robust partnership. The alliance is now more flexible, credible, and geographically potent than ever. EDCA is a clear message. The US-Philippine alliance is back, and it's ready for 21st century challenges. The region is watching closely. Geography is destiny in the South China Sea. The new EDCA sites form a strategic arc, placing US and Philippine forces in critical locations. Luzon, the largest island, sits near the Taiwan Strait, a vital maritime choke point. US access here deters aggression and complicates any potential move against Taiwan. Palawan, meanwhile, is the Philippines' front line in the West Philippine Sea, close to the disputed Spratly Islands. Bases on Palawan enable rapid response to incidents and enhanced surveillance of Chinese activities. Dispersed sites make Allied forces harder to target and more resilient. This networked posture deters adversaries and strengthens the defense of the archipelago. Luzon and Palawan are not just locations, they are linchpins of regional security. The strategic value is immense: deterrence in the north, rapid response in the west. The Philippines is now better positioned than ever to defend its interests. The 4 new EDCA sites were chosen for their strategic value, not for size. Naval Base Camilo Osius and Lalo Airport in Cagayan are closest to Taiwan, ideal for maritime and air operations. Camp Melchor de la Cruz in Isabela serves as a logistics and training hub, adding depth to Luzon's defense. Balabac Island, off southern Palawan, sits at the gateway to the Spratlys, perfect for monitoring and rapid response. These sites are not American bases but upgraded Philippine facilities with U.S. support. Improvements include longer runways, better storage, and enhanced port facilities. U.S. funding boosts Philippine capabilities, making the sites more resilient and functional. The upgrades benefit both partners, strengthening the alliance and the Philippines' own defense. With these sites, the Philippines gains a true force multiplier. The partnership is now more agile and effective than ever. EDCA sites aren't just for deterrence, they're vital for disaster response. The Philippines faces frequent typhoons, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. Rapid humanitarian aid can mean the difference between life and death. Pre-positioned supplies and access to airfields like Balabac and Cagayan enable immediate relief operations. U.S. military assets can deliver aid within hours, not days. This dual-use capability saves lives and relieves pressure on Philippine forces. The humanitarian angle helps build public support for the alliance. Joint disaster drills are as important as combat exercises. EDCA is not just about security, it's a partnership for resilience. In times of crisis, these sites are a lifeline for the Filipino people. China's response to EDCA's expansion was swift and critical. Beijing sees the new sites as a threat, accusing the U.S. of stoking tensions and using the Philippines as a pawn. Economic warnings followed, hinting at possible repercussions for Manila's trade and investment ties with China. Within ASEAN, the move has divided members. Some quietly support it, others are wary of antagonizing Beijing. The new sites complicate China's military planning, especially regarding Taiwan. Beijing's strong reaction reveals genuine concern. Its freedom of maneuver is now constrained. The expansion of EDCA has raised the stakes in the region. Deterrence is working. China must now think twice. The Philippines' decision has reshaped the regional balance. The Indo-Pacific is entering a new era of uncertainty and competition. The EDCA expansion sparked fierce debate in the Philippines. Supporters argue it's a pragmatic response to Chinese aggression and a boost for national defense. They highlight the benefits: modernized bases, disaster relief, and respect for sovereignty, no permanent U.S. bases. Critics, however, fear entanglement in U.S.-China rivalry and a loss of independent foreign policy. Memories of the old U.S. bases and concerns about social and environmental impacts fuel opposition. Some see the agreement as a step backward, a surrender of hard-won independence. The debate reflects a vibrant democracy and the challenge of balancing security with sovereignty. The government must reassure the public while strengthening defenses. The future of the alliance depends on maintaining this delicate balance. The conversation is far from over. The U.S.-Philippine partnership is now a linchpin of Indo-Pacific security. The stakes: will the region be ruled by law or by force? For the Philippines, the alliance offers deterrence and disaster relief, but also risks deeper entanglement in great power rivalry. Manila must navigate these waters with skill, asserting its agency while leveraging U.S. support. For Washington, EDCA is a test of its Indo-Pacific strategy. Can it be a reliable partner without undermining sovereignty? The new sites send a message: there are alternatives to Chinese dominance. The choices made today will shape the region's security and prosperity for decades. This is about more than bases or strategy. It's about national identity and the rule of law. The world is watching because what happens here will echo across the Pacific. The South China Sea is the crucible of the Pacific century. Its outcome will define the future for millions.